Hi, my beautiful souls. Welcome back to Twin Flames Defined. Today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about role reversal and how the runner and chaser positions are not set in stone. That is a really big myth in the twin flame community and about twin flames. A lot of people think that they must be the divine feminine just because they're in the runner position. And that is actually not true. So I kind of wanted to clear up some of that information for you guys today. And me being someone who has switched roles recently, and now I'm in the runner position of the twin flame dynamic, I wanted to give you that window and that experience and wisdom so that you can understand that it's not set in stone. It could go back and forth, but it also could flop, right? You could flop into the other side and be completely surprised by that. If someone would have told me back when I first started this journey, back when I was first awakened to the fact that I was a twin flame, right? If someone would have said to me, you will be, in so many years, you're going to be the runner, I would have been like, yeah, right. No way. There's no way that's ever going to happen to me, because I have this strong enamored feeling, this pull to my twin. I will never ever not feel that way. It felt like there's no way that you could rip that away from me, right? And it's true, right? I'm 4 years later after my spiritual awakening, awakened by my twin, and I have gotten to a place of health and just being really good to myself and understanding the truth, right? And accepting the truth and, being of love in the regards to the acceptance of what is really going on in my life and in my twin flame journey. And since I've gotten to that level of health, has really helped me see, right? It's helped me awaken to the truth, right? Of why would I want someone who doesn't want me? I don't want someone who doesn't want me, right? And now that I know that I will never, right, be with anyone who is less than this list of things that I have, because I value myself and I truly honor myself and I respect myself, even though there's still a pull, right? And I still feel the cord between me and my twin, and I still have love and unconditional love in my heart for my twin. I am not attracted. I'm not attracted to someone that isn't of health and love and light with me, right? And so it is true that can switch, right? And so just because I get a lot of, when I do twin flame coaching, I get a lot of my masculines that come to me and they think they're a divine feminine. And they say, oh, I'm a divine feminine. And I'm like, ooh. Well, I'm not going to decide that for you, and it is your decision to make, but do you really desire to be a divine feminine here on our planet? Because you seem like you're desiring to be a divine feminine or a divine masculine. And they're like, well, I just thought I was a divine feminine because of everything I've read and all of the stuff. I fit into that bucket, right? And this is what I have to say about that. I wanted to kind of clear the air for people and just let them know that you can be a divine masculine and be in the chaser position, okay? You can be a divine masculine and be the more awakened of the two here on earth, okay? There's so many things that go that typically, right? Typically we are seeing in the twin flame dynamic on the feminine side, but that doesn't mean that just because you have those traits and you're playing your story, your unique twin flame journey out that way, that you're the feminine, just because most other feminines have those attached to them as well, right? Have those attached to their story, those attached to their circumstance. Remember this, that every twin flame's story, oh my gosh, you can hear my kids so loud. Every twin flame journey and story is going to be completely unique to you. And just like every human, there's not one human on our planet that is like another, right? There's people that are very similar, but there's no one like you. There's no one like your twin. There's no one on this twin flame journey doing it like you and your twin are doing it. So if you're like confused because all of a sudden you have awakened to health like me, right? And you've awakened to true acceptance and connection to your soul in a way that you're you're very turned off by your counterpart, I want you to know that that is okay. You switching into the runner phase does not make this whole thing not real. Because a lot of people are like, well, then you're not a twin flame if you're the divine feminine and you don't want your masculine. That's not true. It is very common, more common than we know, for it to bounce back and forth. And also, the way the divine explained it to me is that the healthier, usually, of the two energetically ends up being the runner. So if you've done all the healing work and you all of a sudden are in the running phase, it might be a sign because you did all that work and you rose above, right? You rose above your twin in health energetically. So I just wanted to give that information out to people because I know that there's a lot of misconception around that whole theory of like, if I'm the runner, then I must be this, or it's just going to stay in one position the whole entire journey for us. I'm always going to be the runner. I never ever thought in a million years that I would be a runner to my twin. I thought there's no way I could ever feel that way. But the healthier I got, the more I could see of how unhealthy the dynamic was and how unhealthy my twin was actually choosing to be, whether he's like, a lot of people play devil's advocate and they say like, well, but isn't he, people are putting hexes and spells and black magic on him, and he's not understanding this to the truth of what it is. Yeah, but at some point, I have to recognize that my soul is guiding him just like it's guiding me. And if he chooses with his free will or against his free will with people doing black magic, hexes, and spells to ignore the largest call deep within inside of him, he is choosing to ignore it. Because at some point, no matter if you're being held against your will, like think about it physically, like what do you think of like when someone's held against their will? Think about someone tied up in a basement on the basement floor and they're like trapped down there. There's locks on the doors. You have to every single day, with every piece of who you are, you have to, whether you're going to get bloody or not, you have to be fighting to get out of that basement and to get out into the real life, right? And so after so many years of them knowing they're a twin flame, right? And them deciding like, I can't think on my own. I got to ask every single person in the world about this person instead of making my own opinion inside myself for me. I've got to like ask everybody for an opinion about them. That's them choosing that. Whether there's hexes or spells on that or not, you have to be stronger than the hexes or spells, right? And so just know that if you get to that place where you're like, I don't want, right? I'm not interested in something like that. I'm not interested in someone, to be honest. I mean, as much as I respect and honor my twin flame, I don't want someone that weak. I can't afford to have someone that weak. I can't afford to have someone that, unhealthy, where they have to ask everybody's opinion of things that are really life-changing in their life. Like, you should know, you should go within, you should know without a doubt. And if you're not strong enough, you're not the person for me, whether you're my twin flame or not. So, all right. Well, that was a long-winded story just to give you guys the information, but I hope that helped. Don't forget, love yourself. Bye.